this law enforcement body fumbles the ball all over this case, fails to clear Chris or ask for any type of outside assistance. It's been 6 months and they got nothing, right? Because if they had something, they wouldn't be fighting so hard to keep one journalist quiet, right? I've done nothing in their community. The worst thing I think I might have done is I might have went 1 or 2 miles over the speed limit, if I have to be honest. But most of the time when I'm filming, especially from my car, I'm usually driving slower than the speed limit because I'm filming from my car, right? Why did I film from my car? Because I didn't trust getting out of the car. And I'm glad I made that assessment. And the only times I did get out of the car was when I was live. So I'm having some problems with this whole situation. I'm glad a First Amendment right journalist got a hold of everything and started discussing this case, because it makes me feel a little more comforting, because I have to think that this is the doing of Sumner County, and I don't think the judge is going to buy all of this. Now, I don't know. I have no idea whether he's going to buy this horse manure or not. But I can tell you, when you got a 15-year-old child missing and you're trying to shut down media and journalistic work, we've got problems. We've got major problems. I mean, we're not talking about some doofus on YouTube that just, is there for entertainment. I mean, we've done some major interviews with some high-profile cases. I was seen on Paramount and Web Sleuths. I mean, we're not talking about a wannabe journalist. We're talking about a journalist that has been aired, publicized and put in documentaries. And they're trying to shut my work down. Well, it didn't work, because even though they don't want me talking about it, we're talking about it because I've got my orders right here. And guess what? I'm definitely allowed to talk about this case. It's a public case. It is a public and a national interest case. I don't know what this detective was thinking or doing, but it wasn't about the law. It was about shutting my mouth and willfully, maliciously violating the law to plaster me and to try to discredit me in their community and abroad. This is a huge PR disaster. Absolutely 100% disaster. How confident does the audience, we've got about 300, it's awfully early this morning, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. We have 282 people in here. How confident are you after seeing this display, law enforcement lynching me, right? That's really what it was. It was a lynching, just about, right? Public lynching of me. And we have a 15-year-old boy that we've been asking questions on for 5 months and have gotten zero response, got ghosted, got, the middle finger from Eric Craddock's department at the Sumner County Sheriff. Do you feel confident that this law enforcement body has the wherewithal? I mean, since they don't know the law, we can clearly see they have no idea what the law is, because I was arrested for not breaking a law or violating any type of order. How confident are you that they're going to be able to successfully bring this case home? Oh my God, the comments when you were arrested, I was going nuts. I'm confident the minute I was arrested that it was a violation of my constitutional rights. Confident. Confident so much so that I called the detective and the sheriff out on it. So confident. This is clear. This is not even, middle of the road. Could it be? Could it not be? This is so freaking clear on its face that they willfully violated somebody's constitutional rights to literally try to silence them because they didn't like the commentary. That's a big old no. Big old fat no. And then proceeded to plaster me all over the news, all over social media, causing me major, major reputational damage when I've committed no crimes. How? I just want to know how Sumner County is planning on fixing that. Because I'm going to demand them fix this. And I don't see how they can. I don't know how they can possibly fix the damage they've caused me. Never mind the 19 hours I was in jail with a degenerate disc disease, DDD, scoliosis, neck surgery. So people have been angry with Bullhorn Betty for 3 years because they think I'm a criminal and I broke the law. Well, we're about to show that what I do is not crimes. They're legitimate, they're above board, and they're protected by law, which is what I've maintained for the last 3 years, why these people tore my life completely apart and completely down, and now had a stupid ass hillbilly bunk sheriff arrest me for no crimes. I have never seen this crap in my life. I've heard about it, but I've never experienced it for myself until I went to Sumner County, Tennessee, where they don't like following Tennessee law and arrest people unlawfully and detain them unlawfully because it was an unlawful arrest. It was an unlawful arrest even with the protective orders in place. It was all BS. Megan Fox or Megyn Kelly? Megan Fox. Megan Fox. How do you know I'm watching her stream? She did good. She did good. And you heard some of the haters, you guys know who the haters, arguing with her. And she's like, well, send it to me. If she's done these things, I'll be right on there. Send it to me. Show me. Everybody just watches me online. So everything that they say I do should be very easy to find. Very easy to find, in my opinion. Well, I was arrested but it was a warrant from Sumner. I was arrested in Montgomery. They waited until, and this is how crappy the parents are, right? The mom and the stepfather and the team that they're working, the 3 teams that they're working with on YouTube, right? They wanted to ruin Sebastian's prayer vigil. Jesus. And ask themselves, why in the hell would they get in bed with these people? Because that's what they did. These people that have had CPS in their home, the same parent. Those statements from, I have to be honest with you, I never read the statements on how they got the POs. I've never read them. I didn't. It wasn't until Megan read them and I'm like this is so easily provable right here. It's insane. And for a 20-year detective to make such a rookie mistake just doesn't bode well in my world. I call BS on that. But I think everybody under the sun knows my rights were violated. I think no matter how much damage control Sumner County Sheriff's is going to do, or the DA, or the courts, it's not going to matter. It's all going to come out in the wash. We are planning on doing whatever we need to do, lawfully wise, to make people, if they make us go to appeals court, that's exactly where we're going to go. I can tell you that, because if we can't get a fair shake in Sumner County with the judges, it's going to a higher court, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's definitely going to a higher court. They will not violate my rights. Like I said, I was hoping that the DA would just do the right thing and drop the charges because they know they're bunk charges. But they won't. They're going to have a court force them to drop the charges, which is a damn shame because it shows me about the integrity of the DA's office. Just saying. So we will see what Betty is fighting for all you, not just all YouTubers, Well, I am, even the shit channels. But at the end of the day, if it can happen to me, which it's the shit channels that concocted this, right? They put the idea in Chris and Katie's head, and they executed it, And then they supported it by phone banking and trolling law enforcement in the DA's office. Hundreds and hundreds of calls. Hundreds and hundreds of calls, guys. As if law enforcement doesn't have enough on their plate. They think their YouTube petty bullshit is something law enforcement needs to deal with. This is how childish this has gotten. This is how dangerous these channels have gotten. They've been stalking me. It is the responsibility of the people on this app to demand its safety. And when you're just as complicit as these criminals are, you're no better than them. You don't have to like me, but you don't get to violate law. And that's what's happened. You know what? Maybe I will. Whoever can, why don't you guys start reaching out to Nancy Grace, right? Start reaching out to Court TV. Start reaching out to News Nation. That might help get some more national attention on this. I'm going to be doing this stuff behind the scenes with my contacts to get this spread out. But, you know, you guys in force and numbers, you know, that's what it's going to take. We're going to need cameras. I'll tell you that right now. We're going to need cameras in that courtroom because I don't trust this. I don't trust the system. I don't trust the system. It's easy to violate somebody's rights behind closed doors. It's much harder to violate somebody's rights with a whole bunch of cameras looking at you. So there is that. Why are you going to court? I'm going to court because I was unlawfully arrested by Sumner County. They seem to have more interest in me than a 15-year-old boy that's been missing from their community for 6 months. I don't get it. Seems like misguided priorities, if you ask me. I was shocked when Megan revealed the lies they told you. Yeah. And we all know they're lies. And I said that from the very beginning. I'm really disappointed in the local media. This was a huge story. This is a huge story during an election time. Well, they can't have an opinion. Who said that journalists can't have an opinion? I have an opinion. I cover the case. I don't let law enforcement bully me into submission. Why? Because I got the Constitution. I don't have to bow down to them. I'm allowed to speak freely in the United States of America. I'm allowed to have my thoughts, my opinions, my criticism, and I'm allowed to investigate a public story case. I'm allowed to investigate any story, whether it is national news or local news. However I see fit, not how my government sees fit. So the government has some explaining to do, not Bullhorn Betty. So I hope that they explain why they willfully violated my rights and unlawfully arrested me. Maybe you could help me out there, Lisa Byington. I'd like to know. Because I'd like to see the threat. So far in your affidavit, I haven't seen one threat of violence that I have committed, ever. So, and then the only thing that they're still silent. They won't talk, right? It took them days to even thank the FBI for a $50,000 reward, and they kicked a reporter off their front lawn for asking them if they had any comment about it, and they said no comment and slammed the door in the lady's face. They think they're going to bow up and say, "Oh, you can't be on my property." Well, that's lawful. I can come knock on your door. I ain't going to knock on your door. I never even wanted to knock on their door, right? If I wanted to knock on their door, I would have. It would have been in my right to do. So So it's sad that parents can act like this in a missing child, and anybody that questioned it may go to jail. That's some scary stuff. Again, PR nightmare. PR nightmare in Sumner County, Tennessee. How many people believe that Seth has nothing to do with his